If you've watched my channel at all, you know that I disagree with Candace Owens on a lot of things. A lot of things. Would I say I disagree with her on everything? No, I wouldn't. Fruit is good. Which brings us to something she said recently. She talked about people being dehumanized to justify committing atrocities against them. And I had to stop and think, she's got a point. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Candace Owens on her show talked about the dehumanization of conservatives that she believes is happening right now. She talked about conservatives being smeared, being demonized, being name called, being compared and equated to animals. And you don't have to even say it. I know exactly what you're thinking. Will we stop with the victimhood mentality? Good point. Excellent point. But I was thinking more along the lines of, girl, stop lying. Exactly. But that was my initial reaction. In fact, some have characterized what she was talking about that as she comparing and equating what conservatives are going through to the Holocaust. I think that was a tad bit disingenuous. She didn't just come up with this out of nowhere. She was discussing a decade-old article from NPR. The article talked about the psychology of cruelty, basically what it takes for normal people to commit and support just the most heinous and vicious acts and atrocities, that we can think of. In discussing this article, she talked about the Rwandan genocide, the dehumanization of the Jews. Then she went back into history to talk about China, ancient Egypt, ancient Mesopotamia, and how these ancient civilizations used dehumanization and referred to their enemies as subhuman, presumably to justify any acts of violence they committed against them. To support her current position that is happening to conservatives right now, she pointed to posts and a tendency in social media to refer to Trump supporters as maggots, MAGA T's, as a play on MAGA and maggots, combining the two together. So as a result of this, I said, let me take a look at social media and see if I could find other examples of this type of dehumanization happening over the web. I looked and wow, you probably won't be shocked at what I found. I found so many evidences of this type of dehumanization happening all over the web. In fact, without even looking, you've probably seen incidences of this yourself. You've seen people just use the most vile type of language and just the blatant dehumanization of people they don't like, of people they disagree with, and they use it to justify being completely dismissive of people's viewpoints. But let's take a look at some of the posts I saw. In one tweet, an individual was quote tweeting another tweet. So the individual that was quoted was saying that even when human beings commit heinous acts, they're still humans. They're not animals, they're human beings. The individual then quoted this person to say that calling them terrorists, murderers, all of these things would apply, and that calling them animals is actually too nice. Another tweet called a prominent politician, an animal, and said that this politician was not the same type of animal as other people they were talking about, but was, instead of being a vicious animal, was just a dumb animal. Another tweet, an individual said they are so tired of Black people acting like uncivilized animals. In one tweet, an individual said, the animals are taking over the streets of New York City. If you don't know who any of those people were, let me tell you who those were. Those individuals were conservatives, people that identify as conservatives, people that call themselves conservatives. And one of them is Candace's close friend and fellow founder of Blexit. So you're saying I can't hold Candace responsible for what other conservatives do. Let's take a look at a couple of more tweets. But I'm a coon, right? A coon with a crystal ball who has warned Black America for the last 4 years to get ready to check our emotions in an election cycle because the media will attempt to turn us all into circus monkeys if we don't raise our emotional IQ. They win, we lose again. It is tacit racism to only support Black people acting as ignorant, violent monkeys and censoring those of us who are educated. To every woman that attacked Brett Kavanaugh with zero evidence against him, but are remaining silent on these Joe Biden allegations, I want you to know that you represent the lowest vermin of our society. Me Too was always a political plot. Modern feminism is a verified joke. Black Lives Matter and Antifa represent the absolute vermin of our society. They were created as the Marxist foot soldiers of the Democratic Party and given a pass by the leftist-controlled media. Pray for this young woman who was attacked. Any person demanding justice for Rayshard Brooks is representative of the absolute vermin of American society. There should be protests demanding that the police chief be reinstated and that Mayor Keisha Bottoms resign for placating criminals. I've had enough. Back the blue. Let's take a look at Candace's post decrying the dehumanization of conservatives. There is an alarming effort to dehumanize unvaccinated individuals by treating them like vermin or dangerous predators. This is a familiar tactic from evil regimes across history that opens the doorway for cruelty and genocide. Let's take another look at something. Any person demanding justice for Rayshard Brooks is representative of the absolute vermin of American society. There should be protests demanding that the police chief be reinstated and that Mayor Keisha Bottoms resign for placating criminals. I've had enough. One more time. There is an alarming effort to dehumanize unvaccinated individuals by treating them like vermin or dangerous predators. Fast forward. Any person demanding justice for Rayshard Brooks is representative of the absolute vermin of American society. It's astounding that Candace Owens says something that has some bearing on reality, has some kernel of truth about the way we discuss and the way we talk about and characterize the people we disagree with, and then she proves that she was talking about herself. Candace Owens is the one that is dehumanizing people. Candace Owens and conservatives have been dehumanizing people for so long. And these aren't just conservatives that are unconnected to her. We have her very close friend, Brandon Tatum, co-founder in Blexit. And it's absurd that she can see and claim this victimhood, this persecution, when she's doing the exact same thing. And in some cases, she's worse, far worse than anybody else. But that's Candace Owens for you. As I said, Candace Owens is intellectually inconsistent. If she makes a point about something that's bad, something that's horrible, something that shouldn't be done, just tell her to look in the mirror, because she's so often talking about herself. But will she acknowledge that she does this? Will she apologize for doing this? Of course not. So when these people go on tirades, and not just tirades, they engage in these cheerleading sessions of how intelligent and refreshing and brave Candace Owens is and how she speaks the truth. When's she going to start speaking the truth about herself? Just asking. As always, thank you for checking out this episode of Escaping the Echo Chamber. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And if you disagree with me, if you think, no, it's different when conservatives dehumanize people, we're justified in doing it, go ahead and give me the thumbs down and write why in the comment section so I can address it either in the comment section or in a future video. I'll see you next time.